Ladies and gentlemen, I have the option strategy ready, hot, and well, let's go over the technicals here. For SPY options, the strategy did change since the last video. If you watched the last video, you are in for a surprise. I had to change quite a bit. The problem with the previous strategy is that it got too many false signals, right? It looks good on paper, right? You write it down on paper and it looks good on paper. You eyeball it and you're like, hey, looks good on the charts too. Looks like it would be great. But then the reality hits you when you're actually trading live and you're like, oh, whoa. There's a lot of fake signals here, a lot of fake outs, a lot of signals that that you just buy and you just lose money automatically. So I had to go back to the drawing board and I had to find a way to make it quality over quantity, right? I don't care about getting 30 signals a day if some of those are going to be fake. I'd rather get quality signals. I'd rather get 2 good signals and those be money makers than get 30 and maybe a small batch of those are bad. Screw that. I also just didn't want to sit there staring at charts all day. So I was like, okay, what can we do here to make it, still keep it simple, but weed out the false signals while also keeping that quality, right? We want high quality entry signals. So a lot changed since then, so get ready. We are going to start off here with the classic purple line. The purple line is the moving average. It is the 50 P1, not the 200. No, we're day trading, remember. So it's the 50, right? 50 MA. The next one is the 8 EMA. We don't need the other one down here, ignore that. We just need the white 8 EMA. So change it to 8, make it white here, same setup. Right, now we move on and we go here, right? The WMA, moving average cycle, 8. I just changed it to green just to differentiate it from the purple and white line. You can change it to whatever color you like, but that is the moving average cycle, 8, and I am using green for that. So now we have the entry signal. The entry signal is the white and yellow, not white and yellow, the white and green. I'm so used to seeing yellow. The white and green line crossing over the purple line. So white and green line cross above purple right here. You wait for the candle to finish printing because you don't want to get faked out, right? You don't want to buy and then it turns into a big red candle and you're like, oh man, I should have just waited for it to finish printing. So wait for the candle to finish printing. White and green line cross over purple line. Wait for candle to finish printing. It's a 3-minute time frame, so you just wait a whole 3 minutes. You check the bottom right hand corner, you can see 1344.11, so you just got to wait the whole 3 minutes out, and then once it finishes printing on a nice big green candle, you buy immediately at let's say 45.01. Like you want to hit that buy button that's like right away as soon as it turns to the next green candle. The first 3 minutes start, immediately you buy. And then you ride that sucker up for like $1 and take your 40 to 50 bucks. That's at least the strategy if you're buying around at the money calls. If you're buying a little out of the money, then it's probably going to be like $20 to $30, which is what I've been doing, just buying out of the money calls. So I've been making less, mainly as I am experimenting. But here we go. Let's zoom out. And as you can see, it just absolutely rallied. I could have made more if I was patient and waited. But, you know, it is what it is. I'm just shooting for that $1 move. The stop loss is still the same, 0.50. 0.50. So $1 down. If it goes down $1, you take the loss. If it goes up $1, you take the profit. 1-for-1 risk to reward ratio. So yeah, that's kind of what it is. That is the strategy, and that's about it. Nothing has really. Yeah, we're not using the MACD anymore. The MACD was giving too many fake signals. Instead, we're using 2 different lines to give us the crossover signal. And we are doing crossovers mainly because we are trending to the upside the past few days. So I'm not going to talk about the short side, but yeah, as you can see, we've had 4 green days in a row. So there's no reason to be buying puts. There's no reason to be going short. So, any long signal that you get, you buy in and you hold for the ride up. So yeah, you do have to keep in mind the current trend. If the current trend is up, you only want to go long. If the current trend is to the downside, you only want to buy puts. So essentially, you want to short the pops. So yeah, if it's a sideways day, I don't know what that means. I have to have a sideways day to tell you what to do on a sideways day. I can't give you that information because I haven't been through a sideways day yet. But so far, so good. It only gives you like 1, maybe 2 signals a day, so you don't have to keep watching it. Usually you get your first signal at around open, and then you get your signal later in the day after like a bit of a sell-off. So here you only got 1 signal yesterday. We made money on this one as well, right? It just pumped after that signal, and you did not get a second one. So you're only going to get 1 or 2 signals a day, and that's okay. Again, we're going for quality, not quantity. Here you got your signal. It did move in your favor $1, then it dumped, and then it gave you a second opportunity to position yourself here for the rally again. So that's what I'm saying. Quality over quantity. The MACD was just giving us too many signals, and too many of them were just false. So we got rid of the MACD, had to give it the Van Moose, had to give it the boot. Again, we have to wait and see how this performs in a sideways market, because that's where most people lose money, because everything just goes sideways and choppy, and you can just get chopped up, and you take some trades on signals that normally would work in a trending market, whether it's a downtrending or uptrending market. But in a sideways market, that's where most people lose money. So let's see how it looks once we go into a sideways market. I also have a rule: no trading the end of the last hour. Just don't trade the last hour, because it tends to be, it can be choppy, as you can see here, right? Oh, look at all this chop. So don't trade the last hour. Just avoid it. No reason to be trading the last hour. The last hour can also be very volatile with sudden drops, like you can see here, big red candle out of nowhere. So yeah, just avoid the last hour. That's just a rule of mine. Here's a choppy day, but I haven't traded a choppy day. This was before I changed up the strategy, so we'll see how it works out. But technically, on a choppy day here, yeah, this is what I mean by choppy. Like, look at this. It just went sideways in a volatile range. Man, look at this fake signal. No, you didn't get the signal. Oh, yeah, you got a signal here. You got completely destroyed. Here, maybe you would have squeezed out some money. So that's what I mean. The choppy ones on the MACD, choppy days just destroy you. Like, you just keep losing money. You just essentially give back everything. So that's the whole point of changing it up here, so that we don't lose too much, or maybe nothing at all, on choppy days. Because the strategy does require you, I forgot to mention this, you set a stop loss. Once it moves in your favor, you move it to break even, and that way, if it does chop you out, you get chopped out at a very tiny, if not break even, right? So that's kind of the adaptation there. There you go. If none of this made sense to you as I'm talking, I don't know what to tell you. That clearly means you need to study a lot. You need to study a lot, and there you go. I mean, what do you want me to say? If you don't understand anything that came out of my mouth, you just don't have the knowledge, and you need to study. If you just jump in and don't know what the hell you're doing, good luck. So there you go. I just gave you the strat. As always, check the current daily trend, and if we're having green day after green day, if it's an uptrend, you only go long with at the money calls. Buy on the crossover. Both lines have to cross over, not just one. Both have to cross over. Okay, not just one. Let me mention that too. Sometimes just the first green one will cross, but not the white one. So you gotta wait for both to cross. This helps you avoid fake outs, because sometimes only one of the lines will cross, but the other one will be like, wait a minute, nah, I'm not crossing over because this is fake. And then it dumps, and you're like, man, thank God I have two lines to tell me whether to buy or sell. So yeah, there you go. I don't know how much more simple to put it. White and green line crossover, purple line, both crossover, right? Buy once the candle finishes printing. Take profit if you're buying at the money calls, right? Take profit at 0.50, stop loss at 0.50. Once it moves in your favor, move it up to break even, and you're playing for free. And either you make money or you lose so little that it's insignificant. And rinse and repeat. I am working on a more advanced version of this strategy that takes momentum and the MACD into account. But I still have to do, again, I myself had to do more studying on that and how it's going to affect the overall entry signal and take profit, etc. Right? Because the more variables you add, the more complexity you add, the more work you got to do. So what is this? Week 2 of making a SPY option strategy, and we found something that is better than the MACD. That is for sure. And we've removed a lot of the fake signals. And so far, I am 3 for 3. 3 trades taken over the course of 3 days. All of them long, and all of them have been money in the bank. So 100% win rate so far. We'll see what it looks like as we continue to take on more trades. Obviously, because we're going for quality of signal, because we're going for high quality instead of just ton of quantity, a ton of signals. It's going to take probably, it might take like 3 months for us to take 100 trades. Like, I'm not going to be able to take 100 trades because it's only going to give us like one signal a day. So it might take like 3 months for me to fully develop this strategy, and maybe any variations, including adding some more variables. But yeah, so we're in the final phase of strategy development, and unfortunately, the final phase is the longest one because you got to take 100 trades on high quality signals, right? So yeah, there you go. Lots of work. This ain't no Porter White Groot. Porter White stupid, right? None of this bullshit where I just buy 10 calls and woo, I hope it works out. It's all gambling anyways, right? None of that stupid shit, motherfucker. This is for real. This is a business, and we're gonna take losses, I'm sure, at some point, and that'll be nothing more than the cost of doing business, so that we can make that sweet net return profit. There you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed. This strategy does also work with QBTS. I've been scalping QBTS using this strategy. So it crosses over, you buy, and then it moves like about 30 cents in your favor. You take the 1% return, rinse and repeat. You can see it gave us the signal again here. Take the 1%. And now it's absolutely dumping. So we're not getting a signal yet to the upside. So we wouldn't take a trade here because we're not getting our signal. Instead, you got a short signal here. But yeah, man, is it absolutely dumping now. There you go. So it also works on QBTS to the long side. All right, guys, hopefully this was helpful. Again, it's easy for me to talk and show you all this, but if you're in the Discord, patreon.com/shadesandtrades, you've been seeing the results and the trades that I've been taking with call options. So if you're in the Discord, be ready because we're going to put in some work with this thing and we're going to figure it out. And it also works for QBTS. It might work for other stocks. I don't know. Again, it's easy for me to say all this. You might be able to take the strategy and execute on it, but maybe not perfectly so. And that little bit of imperfection might be the difference between it being a profitable strategy or not. So that's kind of the thing is everyone has their own strategy, but you might not be comfortable with my strategy, right? You might not understand it. You might look at it and be like, man, I don't get it. But you can give it a shot. Maybe you take it and you create your own spin-off version of it. Who knows? Maybe something better. Who knows? That's the beauty. Maybe you add other indicators, right? The world is your oyster here with this strat. But so far, so good, right? If you had gone long here, and shorted here, you're in the green today. You're doing pretty good. So there you go. Do not use the MACD. That's what I learned after 250 trades of using the MACD is don't use the MACD. Isn't that funny? All right, guys. I'll see you in the next one.